Hello, internet. Let me just crank up the audio a little bit. Hi! Welcome to the stream. Today I'm making, or starting to make, a jacket that is sort of Gryffindor robe inspired for my little nephew. I've made three toiles, and only the third one looked remotely okay. The first one didn't work because I made some weird math error that made it way too big. The second one didn't work because it had a huge fold across the back. And what fixed it on the third try is lowering the armhole a little bit. Now, even the third toile had a little bit of a crease sort of on the back here that makes me suspect that lowering the armhole just a smidge extra would make it more flattering. So I'm gonna start by making that alteration, and then I can get right into cutting the fabric and hopefully sewing, though to be honest, I always say that I want to make a lot of progress and it doesn't always happen. So let's just start somewhere and see how far we get. So I just need a little bit of extra paper to do the arm side and sleeve fix. So this is just going to be me and good old tape, if I can find my tape, that is. Where did my roll of masking tape go? I swear I had it recently. I will be back in a sec, hopefully with masking tape. Ta-da! Masking tape acquired. So I'm just gonna tape a little bit. You'd think it would be weird to need extra paper in order to make a hole larger, but I'm gonna extend it outwards a little bit. Otherwise, if you just start cutting down here and then go up, the angle becomes a bit too steep. So it's also got to go out by a tiny amount. Actually, I might not need the paper. I can just fold over some tape onto itself to make the extension, I think. It does have to go along the entire length, I suppose. No! Oh. Why you gotta rip like that? I didn't. Alright. Come on now. Don't be like that. Seems to be some little something here that made it. No, why? Why is this coming off in tiny shards of tape? Is it just sticking to itself too well? For whatever reason. It is peeling off a little. Oops. Alright. Alright, got there in the end. And now I'm just gonna peel it off the table. This is why I love having a glass table. And just fold it over onto itself. And that gives me a nice extra centimeter-ish to work with. And the same on this side. No! Jeez. I wanted to peel it off the table, not rip it in half. What? Good thing we've got the tape on standby. This is not the best of folding over I've ever done. It's now just a little bit short of the front, which is gonna... I'm just gonna have to deal with the fact that it's a little bit sticky. If I just touch it enough, it'll stop being sticky eventually. Okay, so I think I'm gonna just lower it by a tiny amount. I think I started by lowering it by 1, which fixed most of the fit issue. So I'm just gonna take an extra half off or something off the bottom. Spoilers! Hi! For the people who are wondering what the spoilers are, Inoue is my sister, and it's her kid that is gonna get this jacket, so slight amount of spoilers. I hope I'm fixing the, like there was still a tiny fold under his arm, and I think that this is gonna deal with it. I hope. And if it doesn't, I'm just gonna cry, and we'll try another jacket when he's, I don't know, 7. So the general rule is that you go out by half as much as you went down. So that's only about 2.5 millimeters. And then just sort of smoothly join the rest of the line. I think that's about right. And then you just straighten this out. Yeah, exactly. Like, I know that I'm making the final thing now, but I don't know. Even if I fail, there is always the backup plan of just trying again in a couple of months when the trauma has worn off a little bit. That's, you know, that's kind of... It takes a lot of the stress out of sewing when you realize that you always have the ultimate backup plan, which is just starting over from scratch. Even if you screw up everything, even if you literally light your project on fire, there's always the plan B of just starting over. Well, probably it shouldn't be your plan B, maybe more like plan C or D, but it's always an option. Alright, now this needs to match the sleeve. So the sleeve is also going to take some alteration here. Alright, it is right there. And usually there you do the opposite of what you did here. Here I went down by half, out by down by half a centimeter, out by a quarter centimeter. And then that means here I'm going to go down by a quarter, out by a half, I think. It says half to 2/3 of the arm side. Might not even need that much. I'm gonna just check how much it's changed now. So the original was 4.1 to the point of the sleeve, to the notch, and this is about, oh, we did gain about 6 millimeters. And here it was about 7, and it's now about 7.5. Yeah, that's what I wanted to happen. Awesome. So gained about a centimeter total. That should be reflected in the sleeve, but maybe it's, yeah, it is necessary actually. Never mind. I was thinking because the sleeve is always a bit bigger than the arm side, and that's why if this is sufficiently larger already, I wouldn't need to expand it, but that's a lie, because this bottom part is the part that changed, and the extra is always in the head of the sleeve, so that logic does not add up. Do not do what I thought I was gonna say. Let's cut this off. Oh, by the way, the sketch that I have up is not entirely accurate. I definitely want to do the red and yellow stuff on the sleeves. And I was thinking of doing it across the hood. Like the hood is a 2-part one where you get like a hood shape and then a strip that goes down the center. And I thought I was going to make this striped, but I think I like it less than just making the edge around the hood striped, similar to the sleeves. So I think I'm going to do that, and if I have the courage, I'm also going to put in a pocket with the same, like, remember the welt pocket I put on the waistcoat? Put in a single flap welt pocket like that, but make the flap be stripy. I think that would be nice. I might actually be able to use the exact pattern pieces, because it was a tiny pocket that I made. I might have to bring that out. Oops. And a pocket is always nice for kids, you know, they can put disgusting stuff that they found outside in it. Alright, so this sleeve alteration. Let's also just do that with purely tape. And that only has to go to this pivot point halfway, like at the elbow, is where that goes. Doesn't have to go all the way down the side. Oh, I was waiting for it. Yeah, short story about my childhood. My mom would give me tangerines to eat in the school break, and I would not eat them in the school break. I would leave them in my pocket for weeks. Ruler. So we go out by a little bit, and then down. This should be measured perpendicular to that edge. But honestly, the difference is so tiny that I don't really care. Where is that corner? It's here. And then just sort of join it up like that-ish. Let's double check if that actually gained the amount of distance that it should have, which is originally 7.5, which makes sense because on the sleeve it was 7. Hey Yukimiko, welcome back. On the sleeve it was 7, and this always has a 0.5 centimeter of ease on it, so that adds up. So then the new total should be 8, which, yeah, it's also pretty much what I've got. So that's encouraging. I think that's pretty smooth. Let's do the other side. Gotta love painter's tape. I should ask for rolls of this for Christmas. Actually, I think I needed to go down a little bit more on that side than I actually did. I'll just compare it like this. It is a sleeve, well spotted. It's a very tiny sleeve for a very tiny jacket. And I'm just fixing a little thing about the fit of it, because it seemed to be a little bit too high in the armpit and it was causing some creases. So just making a tiny alteration. That should be it. I think it's time to start cutting, she said, as though that wasn't a big deal. Let's see, I need all of these. Oh, this is probably also a good time to think about where I need extra seam allowance. Probably I want extra seam allowance on the bottom, because it's gonna be maybe fold it over to meet the lining. Do that mitered corner thing that I also did on the waistcoat. Also, I gotta check whether this, I put a little bit of overlap on the center front, but I forgot how big the buttons are that I'm gonna put there. So I might want to check whether that makes any sense. I had some, this is like my box of salvage buttons, and I think I had a set of matching ones in there somewhere. That one's smaller. And also it's got paint on it. That looks like 3 of the same to me. I've even got a 4th. Okay, if I put this button on the center front, it's very narrow to the edge of the pattern piece. So I might add 1/2 centimeter more, just so it doesn't, because this is gonna be thick fabric. It's gonna be folded back, and then potentially get a little bit crappy. Yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit. Whoops. More tape. Because tape is power. Now it's also got hair stuck in it. This is great. This has just got a little bit wrinkly, but meh, I'll survive. I'll just add 1/2 centimeter extra overlap. That should be it. All right, now cutting time for real. So I said I was going to leave a little bit extra seam allowance along the bottom, and I guess also along the center front, because then you can fold it back and it'll be, you won't get the seam between the lining and the jacket meeting right where you want to do the buttonholes. I would like for the buttonholes to be entirely within. Actually, that means I need to add a lot. It's like the overlap times 2 plus enough for the buttonholes. Wait. I need to cut that off because this is looking way too wide to me now. So extra seam allowance equal to the width of the overlap plus the width of the buttonholes, so I can keep the buttonholes all within the same fabric, even on the back. Right? That checks out. And that width is going to be something like this. So I need a lot extra. About 5 centimeters extra. That's right, +5. And then on the bottom I'll do +4. That sounds reasonable. And everything else will just be a half, like 1.5 centimeters normal seam allowance. +4 on this. Am I missing anything else? Oh yeah. On the sleeve, I think I'm gonna, because I'm gonna do the little ribbon thingy along the edge of the sleeve, I think I'm not gonna fold back the seam allowance and then have it meet the lining somewhere, like, you know, how the lining sort of starts halfway, a little bit inside the sleeve. I think I'm just gonna do the lining matching with this and then finish it with that stripy edge. It's gonna encase the whole thing. Okay, let's cut. I realized about 3 hours ago that I hadn't washed my fabric yet. So it came out of the washing machine about an hour and a half ago. It's still a little bit damp, but I think we'll survive. I'm gonna leave the hood for now because I want to do some more double checking on whether I measured that correctly, because I did, I think, some alterations to the neckline. So, but I'll do that later because I've already done enough checking today. That is not aligned nicely. Is this just how it was cut? Why is there's this gap? Though, judging by the way this is fraying, that is probably a real, that's just, it was cut not exactly straight from the bolt. That, I think, is legit, checks out. Alright, so the center back needs to go on the fold. Time for my pinning bracelet. And this needs a little extra seam allowance and needs to go on the straight grain, which is, I don't know, 26. Come on. I feel like every time I move one end, the other end just changes. That seems to be straight. Oh god, now, because the fabric is still a little bit damp, the paper is also starting to get a little bit damp. It feels like it's curling up a little bit. Maybe I should iron it. But I just want to get going. Does this sleeve fit next to this? I guess it doesn't. Nope. Okay. I'm still putting pins in my mouth. No! I should do some sort of thing where if I put a pin in my mouth, I have to do a little dance for you or something. That'll teach me. This feels so wrinkly and damp. Oh well. Close enough. I guess I could cut the hood there. Like I said, I want to check some stuff about the hood, so I'm not going to cut it now, but I'm just going to pin down the fabric so it stays together nice and aligned after I cut all of this out. I do need the like big seam allowance here though, so gotta leave some space. Gonna need something like that. How well does this fabric chalk? It comes out real easy. Uh-oh. I don't like that. Well, at least it's it's enough of a reminder for myself not to cut there for now. Hello, Shania! Welcome back! Let's just cut this for now and then move on to the sleeve. I guess I'm gonna have to thread mark it after all, which I don't like. Putting in all those little basting threads and then plucking them out again later. But I might just have to, because this chalk comes out like if you look at it wrong. And I gotta make sure that since this has to fold all the way back there, that I actually cut this up slightly so it doesn't, that it fully folds back into this upward slope. Where's my, my KOD? I don't know the proper English word for that. There. This goes all the way up there. Boop. Big story time. Your sewing machine decided to stop working. Uh-oh. 3 tiny screws. Wow, okay. It's like when your computer breaks and you have to switch it on and off again, except with sewing machine screws. Sounds quite, like I would get superstitious off of that. Like you've angered the machine gods. Alright, now let's cut the sleeve. I guess I'll cut it closer to the edge. Or should I? Because I was gonna cut the hood here, but the hood also has that extra... Nah. I'll cut the hood strip somewhere else. Yeah. I think this is fine. Let's get this on some kind of grain. It's just a simple fancy jacket. I'm making a... For sewing class, I had to make a kid's jacket. and I figured I know a kid, which is my nephew, and I know that his mom is a Harry Potter fan, so it's going to be a little sort of wizard robe inspired-ish jacket with a big hood and some of the Gryffindor collars in it. And that's why the sleeve is so tiny. Scissors. I mean, it is a simple fancy jacket. Like, it's not a replica of anything that appeared in any Harry Potter thing. It is just, I thought to myself, if I was a little kid, like, obviously the kid is not even old enough to be going to Hogwarts, so obviously these can't be official robes. So, just something vaguely inspired by. I guess I also have to cut the same pieces out of the lining, but first I have to mark all of this. Yeah, I don't wanna. Oh yes. Like, I think you missed the part where I made 3 toiles for this before it fit anywhere near correctly. So I was like, oh, it's just gonna be a jacket, how hard can it be? Just standard kid size. Meh. But nah. So I got these 2 lining fabrics. This is gonna be the main lining. This is just to make the yellow accents. But first I must, I guess, thread mark all the shit. I hate doing that so much, but it's so necessary. And I'm considering adding a pocket, like the one I did in the waistcoat. Let me just entertain the notion that I've got, I think the pattern is in here somewhere. It was actually a good pocket size for a kid because it was tiny, like pocket watch size for me. Do I still have the little, oh no. I was looking, do I still have the little square bit to indicate the size of the pocket? Doesn't look like it. I mean, honestly, when I came up with the idea, I also thought, oh, I could like embroider the Hogwarts crest with his name. And then I thought, maybe don't if you want to finish it in the next decade. If I, let's say, put a pocket here-ish. Just fold away. I can't fully fold away all the pocket bits, but just imagine a little pocket right there. It's a good size. Or that orientation doesn't make sense. It's more like this. So I think they would be cute to have like one of, question mark. I feel like a kid's jack has to have a pocket. And now that I've done this pocket once, and I know exactly how I screwed it up last time, I might be able to do it this time. I'm gonna keep this around. I think I'm gonna do this. You crash into your bowl of pins? Oh yeah. Those magnet bowls are the best. You just like hover over them and you're done cleaning up. It's great. Alright, I guess since chalk doesn't really stick to the fabric very well, right? It stays a little bit visible even if you rub it. Does this have a good side and a bad side? I just sort of arbitrarily folded it as it came out of the washing machine, but I think this side is the nicer side actually. Alright, here we go. Or do I chalk it and just mark the important parts? I'll just do it. So this stream is now thread marking the adventure. This is gonna take me a while. Maybe I'm gonna do just one or two pieces and then I'll do a little bit of work on making the red and yellow trims. That seems like more fun. It's like, it feels so damp. Is this even straight? This doesn't even seem straight. Why is it not straight? Is it because the pins? Oops. Because the pins are pushing it in? I guess. Okay, I gotta stop fussing over every... I'm just drinking some tea. It's honestly a bit cold now, because I made it 15 minutes before I started. But, Wait, this needle feels so flexible. Is this a different one? Looks normal. Oh well. Maybe it's just me. Or maybe it's longer than the ones I've usually got. Or maybe because the fabric is thick, it's giving me more feedback? I don't know. Oh, I've got an idea. The seams that I'm going to do first, like the side seams, I can chalk those because there won't be much time for them to go to like be rubbed at and erased. How about that? That seems smart. So what projects are you working on right now? Okay, I'm just gonna stop this here and chalk the rest of that line. Because I'm lazy. Actually, now I'm chalking on the good side of the fabric, which probably doesn't make sense. Meh. Meh, meh, meh. Because I won't be able to see that. For the other pieces, I'll just swap around the pieces of fabric before I start marking. So I'm actually marking on the outside. But I'm not going to take this apart now. You've dyed leather today? Ooh. That sounds like fun. Ooh, that's so cool. Leatherworking is one of those things that is on my sort of crafting bucket list because it seems so satisfying and you can make such like premium things. Tomorrow is November 30th. Oh! How far along in the NaNoWriMo thing are you? Like word count speaking. And what did you end up writing? Wait, the target is way less than... Is it... Wait, is the target 50,000? I thought for a second 10,000, but then I realized that 10,000 is... Wait, what was the target now? Because I could have sworn it was 10,000. But then I'm thinking 10,000 is only about 15 pages or something. So that's probably not right. So long. I might have made this a bit too long. Oh well. Yeah, definitely too long. It's longer than my arm. Whoops. Wow, this fabric is so thick. I feel like... Wait, I need to check whether I'm even making it through the back sometimes. Okay. That doesn't look too bad. It's so long. Write some words in white so the word count is higher. Wow. Second book. Oh, you've already written a book. Cool. Oh yeah. It does sound a bit like Avatar. But I guess many stories have some tree of life. I'm already so done with this. I just need to watch some YouTube videos while doing this. She discovers that it is the fast of her ancestors. Ah! Sounds like a lot of plot twists. Oh, wait. Wait. Oh god, no. I've just marked this entire thing. Oh no, we're good. I thought for a sec I just needed to mark the center front, but actually marking the fold is also good. I just need to mark the center front in addition to this. Okay. I thought for a sec I did that for nothing, but it's all good. That sounds like a lot of story to put into 46,001 words. Yeah, 50 grand. Okay. Oh, that's doable then. Like, if I recall correctly, one page single spaced is about 600 or something. That seems like a... I mean, it is almost the end of the month, but I think you'll get there. Okay, so much for... Oh no, actually I still need to do the center front. So I'm just gonna unpin that real quick and just fold it back. Try to fold that exactly on the line, please. Yes. And I don't think I have enough thread to do that. Maybe I'll just do half. Or I'll do, I don't know. I don't know. Alright. Or I'll just separate the two halves. I don't know. Ah, okay, so you're not nearly finished, but you are nearly finished with the NaNoWriMo target, I guess. I'm going to just separate these first, and then I'm going to mark the center front on each of them. With a simple, like, running stitch instead of doing this loopy thingy. I really need to remember that I marked this with the good side facing out instead of in, because it means that for all of my pieces, the markings are gonna be... Oh, wait. Maybe I should mark all of them like this, because then it'll just be... The flush side will be the good side. And then it just sucks to be me in terms of the chalking. That seems reasonable. no! It's still stuck at the sleeve. Alright. So now I'm just going to put the pattern piece back on and give it a quick mark of the center front line. And I guess after doing that, I'm just gonna switch to making the trims because I'm tired of this, and this is better done with some YouTube videos in the back or something like that. Oh, come on. Don't come out of the needle now. Oh yeah, by the way, you know how last week I worked on the waistcoat until it literally just needed the buttons and the buttonholes? Yeah, I didn't do anything on it this week because on Monday my snap maker arrived, and so Monday night was assembling it, realizing that the place where I wanted to put it didn't actually fit that well, realizing that to make it fit I needed to saw the legs off of a table. That was Tuesday night, and since then just trying different functions, doing some 3D test prints. Tried the laser engraver for a bit. I didn't sew anything. Alright, next, the other piece. That's pretty rough. I guess I'm poking through the tape or something. Yeah. This might have actually shifted a little bit. Come back. No. Stay in. stay in the needle next time. Come on. My target for this jacket is being done before the end of the year, which, frankly, a month should be enough time to make a jacket, but I don't know. I expect it to be already halfway done by now instead of having to make 3 toiles. So, just gonna have to put in the hours, I guess. Alright. I'm done with this crap. Let's... actually, I'm saying that... Well, I am done with it, but I just realized that if I'm gonna do the trim, I need to watch out how I cut pieces out of the red lining fabric, because that also needs to have the jacket cut out of it. So if I cut pieces... Like, it's way easier to cut small pieces out of the leftovers after I cut the jacket than it is to cut little piece. Wait. Why do I have... Oh no. I thought for a second that I had less of this than of the other fabric, which wouldn't make sense, but I don't. I was just holding it the wrong way up. So... looking at how that worked on the original, like the outer fabric piece, I'm gonna have this left, which is gonna need to have a strip cut out here for the hood, and the hood itself can probably be cut out of that leftover piece. So I can definitely afford a sort of 15 centimeter strip along the top to go. That's good news. So how am I going to do this? I should make, like, I'm just going to cut little squares and stitch them all together. But the question is, how big are the squares? Let's say I want to make sort of a generous bias tape size. I'm gonna need something like... So I think this strip is something like 4 and a bit. 4.7 it looks like. So if I just cut 5 wide, and then individual stripes should be something like this. How big is something like this? 1.5. Seems decent. So the 5 is with sort of seam allowance, and the 1.5 is without. And if I add 1 on each side, that makes it 3.5. So squares of 5 by 3.5. I think that checks out. This does seem to be cut very neatly along the grain, which is encouraging. Let's just pin it in a couple of spots to keep it that way. And then I'm just going to cut a bunch of tiny pieces and stitch them all together. Though honestly, the edge of the hood is gonna need a lot. So, kind of not too looking forward to making all of that. Because this is just gonna be stitching it tiny pieces together like I'm quilting or something. So, yeah. Maybe I'll just do the sleeves and the welt pocket. Now, if I do the welt pocket, it's nice enough extra detail that I don't have to put it on the hood, maybe? It'll save me having to make, like, I don't know, this much. This. A lot. Because if this is something like 70 centimeters, that seems like... divided by 1.5 is a lot of tiny pieces. So yeah, maybe I just won't do that. This is a little bit stretchy. Oh no. Nah, we're good. Like, I guess technically it would be better if I cut all these pieces on the bias, because then you'd get legit bias tape. But that weighs so much fabric, and I only need like tiny bits, so eh. Oh, wait. If I'm gonna make it exactly 1.5, does that even line up with the pocket thing? Like, is it gonna be an even number of stripes? This is 8. So you'd get to 7.5 and then you'd have a little bit left over. Which maybe you could shift it so you get a little bit of the same color on each of the outsides. Or do I just do 2 centimeter stripes? Seems kind of big though. Like, I wish I could have found red and yellow striped ribbon, because that would have been ideal. But in my Googling efforts, I have not succeeded in finding any. There's actually a lot of, well, there's some ribbon that is striped like lengthwise, which is not what I wanted. And there's a lot of, apparently, red, white, and yellow ribbon available in the Netherlands, because those are the carnival colors of Den Bosch. So that apparently there's a market for that, but not for just straight up. Straight up red and yellow stripy ribbons, apparently. Alright, so I guess now I draw 3.5 centimeter chunks. This is a bit wobbly. This is getting... Ugh. Because this is puckered a little bit for some reason, it's now not straight anymore. Come on now. This is so not straight. But it's approximate. If it's a little bit wonky, doesn't matter. It's just gonna be small pieces. Everything's gonna be fine. I think. Am I making too much by doing the whole width of the fabric? I might be. Wait. The sleeve, I think the bottom of the sleeve is something like 21. So that together is 40. And add, let's say, 10 for the welt pocket. I need 50 in the end. Since I'm cutting about twice as much as the width I'm going to use, if I cut about 50 of this and 50 of the yellow, that should get me there. So yeah, I probably only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. That's 30 centimeters worth. And then another 30 from that gets me to 60. Yeah, I'm gonna stop drawing lines now. Yeah. Actually, maybe I should make them a little bit longer. Because the bias tape makes like a really narrow edge, which maybe I want a little bit bigger. Do I? I don't know. Nah, let's keep it small and subtle. See if I can sort of slice this flat on the table. Haha. Ow. Gotta stop poking myself. Okie dokie. Now then, I guess let's do the yellow. I'm thinking I might need to do some sort of backing onto this because this fabric is very thin and finicky. And I think I might want to put some interfacing on the back or something. To give it a bit more bulk. Otherwise I'm kind of worried about maybe seams pulling out or something. If it's got to deal with the heavy fabric of the coat. I should probably mark this with a color that isn't white, because you can barely see that. Let's see what I've got. I think I got some pink. That might work. Hello? Is this gonna... I thought this opened somewhere else, but maybe I'm just being weird. That's better. This fabric is so dense. Like densely woven. It's hard to get the pins through. But that's a good thing. Are there fireworks outside? What? I can't even see where, but someone somewhere is doing fireworks. I hope it's just some sort of illegal celebration instead of actual... Like, we had some issues in the city in the past week where people who don't like the lockdown rules were sort of throwing fireworks at everything. Which was not great. Oh, that's going right through the pin. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. I need 10, right? Eight. 9. 10. This is junk. And I think I'm gonna stitch these together with, well, I was thinking, do I do red or yellow thread? And then I thought maybe both. If I put red on the top and yellow in the bobbin or something. That might... In theory, you can't even... I don't know. I guess you can see a tiny amount of the stitch when the seam opens up. And if that color matches, it'll be less obvious. And I guess matching both the top and the bottom fabric is better than matching only one. I don't know. I'm just gonna try it because why not? I'll just put some red in the top and yellow in the bottom or something. Whoops. I'm already losing pieces. And I think I'm not gonna pin any of this. I'm just gonna figure out where 1 centimeter is and stitch there. And I think it's just along the edge of the foot, but not exactly. No, it's just outside the foot. I have one of those guide thingies that I never use. Maybe I should give that a try. Haha! A guidey thingy. I think that's about it. And I guess I should also... I still got a pretty chunky needle in there, which is probably no good for this fabric. I've got some 70s in here, but I think I'll go down to a 60 even if I've got some. Because this fabric is dense and delicate. '80s. Okay, this says 60 on it, which is, but it looks kind of big. I don't know. Is it just me? It looks thicker than the 70 that I just pulled out of the other one. My nuts. Huh. Maybe if I swap them around, it's just a light or something. Actually, this 70 looks thinner than this what's supposed to be a 60. I'll get out some kind of measuring something. I need to know whether that's real, but for now, I'll just be using this needle. Whatever. Oh yeah, and my threads. Here, I have some bright red and some dark red, where I think the bright red is actually a better match. Oops. Or maybe it isn't. Check this out. So I've got the bright red draped across the fabric. I've got the dark red draped across the fabric. Oh, and actually, looking at it on the screen now, the light one definitely disappears into the fabric more, but looking at it in real life, I would swear that the darker one is better. What is this lighting madness? I guess it makes this one, I don't know. I'll just do the light one then, whatever. Camera doesn't lie, right? Oh yeah, and the yellow. I've got this, which looks about right. A bobbin. Bobbin, bobbin, bobbin. No. Stay there, stay there. Yes. Let's plug this in then, I guess. I only need a tiny bit right because I'm just doing not many pieces. Red goes on top. Oh, by the way, Yukimiko, if you're still there, I remember that a couple of weeks ago you said that your sewing machine wasn't working anymore, that you were too scared to try and fix it. Did anything happen? Like, did you get it working again? Alright. So now, I guess I'll just take... Does this have a clear front and back? If it does, I'm kind of screwed. I don't think it does. Okay, first of many, here we go. Probably a small stitch length. There's that weird noise again. I don't trust this noise. But if I sew faster, it goes away. It's kind of weird. Alright, what is going on here? This didn't even make half the stitches. What? I've never had this happen. This skipped so many stitches. Like, what? Something's gotta be wrong here. What the what? That's not normal. I'm gonna rethread it. There's a bunch of old threads got around the wheel. Oh, nice. So it's working again. What? Come on. Go through the needle, please. I do have one of those needle pushy thingies. Let's see, I haven't used this in ages. Nope. No! I'm doing it all wrong. Alright, hold on. There we go, the old-fashioned way. No biggie. Alright. Is anything wrong with the bobbin, maybe, perhaps? This looks normal. Tension seems set normally. Will it stitch on like a normal piece of fabric instead of this thin nonsense? That looks perfectly normal. Perhaps the tension on the... I'm seeing a little bit of yellow on the front and no red on the back, suggesting that the tension is a bit high at the top, I suppose. So let's... Wait. That looks normal. Alright, you stupid piece of fabric. Maybe it's just because this fabric is so, like, thin and weird. it skipped stitches again. But then it started sewing normally after a bit. What? I'm gonna try this one more time and make sure I hold the threads at the end and do some back stitching. It sounds so bad. Why? Why? What is this? Didn't even do the last... What? First it skipped one, and then it skipped everything after that. Look at that nonsense. You can see the holes continuing all the way down to there. But it did... Why are you like this? This fabric, or at least like this in a different color, I've used for lining something. What did I line with it? My bag. And I think something else. But why? It behaved perfectly fine then. So why is it being so difficult now? Is it the thread? Like, I know this is kind of crappy quality thread. This is like from way back when, because I never do red and yellow. But it's not the same quality, but it's not awful. And it stitches just fine on these samples, so it's got to be the fabric. But yeah, the idea of tissue paper underneath might help. I'm just not stoked about cutting 40 pieces of tissue paper. Alright. But let's just try it to see if it works. It was so well behaved when I did use the same fabric for the bag, though. Why is it being so difficult? Or maybe I need to put a little bit of tension on the fabric itself, because it is very like slippery and maybe it's getting pulled into the machine. That might be a thing. I'm gonna try that first. I'm gonna do one more stitch line where I try to like hold it tightly as much as I can. That is a lot better. And I feel like here, as soon as I let it go, it skipped a stitch. Okay, that might be the solution. I'm gonna try that one more time. Let's see whether that was a fluke. I'm just sort of holding it to the machine with my thumb. Try to get some sort of tension on it. Yeah, that's way better. Okay, so I guess the answer is that the fabric is getting sucked into the machine, which is causing it to skip. Which might also be solved with the tissue paper, probably. That's also going to stop that from happening. Yep, that works. And I think maybe even the tissue paper is easier to do. I'm not going to cut a bunch of pieces, I'm just going to cut a strip and just move it along as I stitch. Just rip it out like that. because the tissue paper I don't have to let go and like hold on to things. So, all right, let's see if we can do this for real. That sounded a bit not good there for a sec. I'm kind of worried about this. Like, you can sort of tell when it doesn't make the right noise. Ah! Actually, that seems fine. Well, one done. 40 to go. Let's do this. I'm just gonna make pairs first, and then I'm gonna open up the pairs, maybe sort of iron them all at the same time, and then stitch them to other pairs. I think that makes more sense than doing them as a sort of chain. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure I like patchwork, but I couldn't, like, that's the story of my sewing career, is if you can't buy it anywhere, I'll just do it myself then. And this is what you get, is you can't buy appropriately striped ribbon, well then I guess you're making it yourself. Uh-oh, that sounded bad. Oh, maybe I get several pieces of paper and I don't even bother cutting the threads on each piece. I just keep going. Except now when I'm stuck. So now I guess the plan is you just rip it out. You just rip it up. Just rip it out and start the next one. maybe I should just have multiple pieces of paper even. So I don't have to try and rip it every single time. And now we've got 3, and that's when you rip out the sheets and do 3 more. I guess that's how it's going to work. Oh, wow. What did I get myself into? Maybe I should have just gone for embroidering a crest. Would have been faster than this, maybe. Oh, wait. That is not 1 centimeter. That is less. I should have just... When I realized I couldn't get the ribbon, I should have just said, "Oh, Hogwarts! Ah, sucks to be you. I guess you're a Slytherin now, because that's a ribbon I could find." Uh-oh, this is making... why is it... It's pulling on everything. It sounds bad. Still did it though. Just a couple more words. I mean, you've got time till the end of the month. You'll be fine. You'll make it in the end. Okay, I'm getting a lot of tangled up sort of threads on the back. I think I should hold my thread better when I start stitching, because that's ugly. And that might show through because the fabric is so thin. tomorrow is the end of the month? Is it already? Oh yeah, I thought it was the 28th for some reason, but it's already the 29th. Yeah, well, that means you've still got tomorrow. That's something. Okay, remind me never to take up quilting. I already hate this. Which part of the jacket am I doing now? Well, you see the little red and yellow things that go along the edge of the sleeves in the picture? I'm making the ribbon because I couldn't buy any ribbon like that. And I think Yuki Miko, you're making a good point that I could have probably maybe used a red fabric marker. And that might have been a better idea. Yep. I think you have a good point there. Or even just a white ribbon and yellow and red fabric markers if I'm concerned about it coming out a bit orange. Would have probably been faster than doing this. Is it still faster than doing this? It might be. Since I've got, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pieces stitched together. And I was gonna have 40. So I'm about 1/4 of the way for stitching. But then I also need to deal with ironing and backing it with something. So I think you might have a good point about fabric markers. I might need to order those. Hold on. Let's put this aside and do some Googling for whether I can easily source a fairly wide white satin ribbon. I'm a bit concerned about the fabric markers coming out though, because a lot of those satin ribbons are polyester, and polyester doesn't tend to take color very well. So if you wash the jacket, it might come out. But hey, let's go to Google machine. My usual go-to is this website. If I just Google search for marker, where do I end up? Nah. Filstift for stuff. I'm gonna search in Dutch because it's more likely to get me results that are... Oh, this is a lot of advice about getting felt markers out of fabric, which is not what I want. I want it to go in and not come out. These sets are probably... It's gonna sound a bit weird, but too cheap. This has bad reviews. This has good reviews. And it's like a set of 20 for 10 bucks. What are the reviews on this? Oh. Gone after one wash. Okay. So, mixed results. What else we got? These ones have good results. And it's also like a respectable brand, so that has a good chance of being something. Not suitable for clothing? What? Not good for kids. Well, that's fine. I don't know. Can I get... I need like... I don't think this is gonna stick on polyester because you can't even properly dye polyester with like dedicated fabric dyes. So can I get a cotton bias tape? But I kind of like the satiny finish that the usual polyester ribbon has. And it seems like a very solid color. Wait, new tab, I guess. Cotton, satin, bias tape. Cottons. I searched cotton satin bias tape. Oh, white. Let's just open all the things. Poly cotton? What does that mean? Is that like a mix? I'm gonna search that. What is that? Oh yeah, it's a mix. It's a cotton poly blend. That's probably better than straight up polyester. What is this? This is satin, blah blah blah. Oh, available in satin, cotton, or lurex. So this is then not the cotton variant. So that's not what I want. It's nice and wide though. This is probably good. If I get the... See, this bias tape tends to be a little bit loosely woven sometimes. And I'm concerned about the rest of the fabric shining through it. But maybe if I just double up, I don't know. If I just take 2 lengths, like you can even see the table through it now. And this is gonna be on black fabric. I don't like it. But what if I take twice the length of bias tape that I need? Oh, bye, Shania. Sorry, I missed that as I was shopping. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time. I don't know, this isn't... Oh, yeah, so I was saying, if I take twice the length that I need and just fuse one to the other, basically make it double layered, that's going to make it less opaque. More opaque, because that's good. This looks like a slightly better weave. I don't know. And then I still have to color everything in, which is not trivial. I kind of like the look of this one. It looks more densely woven than the other ones. Though I guess also if I go back... I'm gonna consider my options here. Like, thanks for the suggestion of coloring a ribbon, because it's not a bad idea. And it might save me a bunch of time compared to this joy. I don't know. It looks nice though. Nice deep colors. Maybe I'll just bite the bullet because I've already started and just keep going. I have a feeling like this will be appreciated more by my sewing teacher than doing the marker thing. If I can say, oh yeah, just piece it together from a bunch of pieces of fabric. You know what? I liked the idea of the stripe thing, of the marker, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna keep going with the stupid idea, because I'm already at least a good chunk of the way there. Maybe I don't even need the full 40 pieces that I cut, because that's like 1.5 centimeters each. No, actually, I probably do. No. I can get away with a little bit less, but yeah. Not much less. And I might need a bit of a margin. Because I'm also gonna need seam allowances on it and things. Pleasantly surprised that I haven't already accidentally picked up 2 pieces at the same time and made some very hard to unpick mistakes that way. It's something. sounded bad. That sounded bad. Oh yeah, that did not stitch all the way through. Why? Wait, did the bottom thread just run out? Or did it break? Where did it go? Looks like it ran out halfway through the last piece. But then, how is this? Oh, this is just tangled into itself. Perfect. That couldn't have been everything, right? Or maybe it was. Okay, never mind. I guess I grossly underestimated the amount of yellow I would need. I don't want to take the red out of the machine, but I guess I can just undo it from this little notch. Yeah. Alrighty, let's try this again. Excuse me? Why are we not picking anything up? What? What is going on? Now it's just skipping stitches for no reason. Alright, let's come up, but this does not bode well. I turned it like 3 times without it picking anything up. I don't trust any of this now. Let's see, this is... Jeez. It's the last piece I did. This one. This one is missing a couple of stitches. So let's finish that one first. And then the one that just failed. Wait, it's gotta be all the way on the paper, otherwise it doesn't work. Jeez. I am so smart. I'm almost out of pieces, which is good news. That sounded not good. I hope that only skipped one stitch. We good, we good. Okay, that's, I guess, the first pass. Now, I think I'm going to press all of these open before doing the next round. Because it just seems like it would be easier to put them together that way. So, hey, I've made a nice ribbon. Oh god. I'll get there eventually. Let's just trim off all the excess threads. Some paper in there, still stuck. Ah, this better be worth it. I mean, I made this decision because it would be faster than embroidering shit, which is probably still true. But it's not going as smoothly as it should have gone with the whole skip stitches paper business. I think though, once I press all of these open, the total seam allowances on each piece are more than the width of the piece that will be visible. So on the back, it will be entirely sort of doubled up on fabric of the same color. So I think that will help make it nice and opaque with the black fabric underneath. Is that all of them? I think it might be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 minus the one that I screwed up. That adds up. All right, let's press them, I guess. Because that's how we roll. It's like, hey, what did you do today? I made half a ribbon. Such an achievement. Yeah, it is quite the quest. I mean, I designed the ribbon accents when I thought that it would be easy to just buy a ribbon that would be those colors. But it turns out that I was incorrect in making such assumptions. Let's try the screwed up piece first to make sure I'm not melting anything. Because I forgot what fabric this is, like what material. And maybe I should have just abandoned the stripy ribbon thing when I found out I couldn't actually buy a ribbon like that. And done some other design feature involving red and yellow that would have been not 40 tiny pieces. But I don't know, it looked good. I wanted it. This seems to be going just fine. Let's do the real deal. It will be easy and fun, I thought. But sometimes you just think wrong. Oh, this is kind of distorting the shape, the ironing. That's risky. That one's a bit better. Let's see if I can redo this one. Oh yeah, this is a bit wrong, isn't it? That's why it doesn't look good on the front. That's better. Maybe I should start a company selling striped ribbon in every imaginable color combination. I realize that there's a lot of colors and that number of colors squared is many, many combinations, but I don't know. It shouldn't be this hard to get your hand on a red and yellow striped ribbon. How long do I have to do this for? About half an hour left. I think I might be able to finish the ribbon in half an hour. I think that's a challenge accepted. I was kind of considering making custom buttons for it since I have a 3D printer now. But then I realized that that would be even more stupid, ridiculous effort. So maybe I'll make custom buttons for myself or something. But this project has quite enough unnecessary effort in it already. I am going to make custom buttons though. I think I'm going to design something that's like, you know those like family crest buttons that go on like fancy jackets and things? I want to make something like that, but with my like LED and needle logo on it. Probably 3D print one of them and then resin cast buttons off of it, making a mold. But that's yet more techniques that I have never done. So this might be the kind of project that I finish halfway through next year. Nearly there. Why have I got this extra little knot here at the back? That's not good. Guess I'm just gonna pretend it doesn't exist. Alright, that's 19 ironed pieces. Back to stitching, I guess. Machine back into action. Got some new pieces of paper. But hey, from here on out, the number of seams I need to stitch for each one of these like divides by half every run I go through, right? So we're good now. Come on, stay where you were, please. Please line up. I gotta keep it kind of aligned, otherwise I'm gonna get like seam allowances that aren't gonna Why is this so misaligned? When I put the seams together, which seems like the sort of thing I should be doing, maybe I should stitch from the other side and do it at 1.5 now to keep it perfectly, to keep the stripes even. Instead of doing 1 centimeter from the edge, I should do 1.5 from the stitch line. It seems like it would be a good idea. Let's set the marker thing. Or I think actually 1.5. Oh wait, I was gonna say 1.5 is exactly the edge of the plate that's in here, but you can't actually see that when there's fabric on top, can you? So. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is this? Oh, there's just some really thick nonsense in the... Okay, I take whatever I said about the quality of the thread that I'm using, about it being not that bad, I take it back. It just got sort of halfway broken and then stuck. Fortunately, not halfway through stitching, but still, it's kind of crappy. Wait. Did I just stitch this right sides, wrong sides together or something? Oh no, we're all good. I was just about to screw it up and then I didn't. Okay. Okay. You know, I'm kind of glad that I'm doing this on stream so that at least I have an incentive to keep doing this. Because I'm hating it right now. If this was just me by myself, I would have quit already. I guess the final piece is a lonely one because since the 20th got screwed up, I now have a prime number of pieces. But, oh well. Oh, what? This one has some issues. Oh, this is the one where I started stitching in the wrong spot. Okay. All good now. When this is done, I should probably just rename the stream to Making Things the Tedious Way. What am I going to do with this last one? I'm going to keep it for the last, I guess. And we go back to ironing tiny pieces of fabric. Woo! All the little fluffy bits off. Yeah. But look how cute it's gonna be when it's gonna be finished, right? That looks good. It's starting to look at least a little bit good. Whoops. I think it is going to be cute. That's the most important part. Hey, welcome back. Wow, you were fast, apparently. I'm not going to be on for that much longer, but what you've missed in the meantime is me deciding that I am not going to be buying fabric markers, that I am in fact gonna assemble a ribbon out of scraps, and that's what I'm currently doing. I think I can do at least one more sort of batch of stitching halves together before it's dinner time. Because first time it was like 10 seams, sorry, 20. Then it was 10. Now it's going to be 5. It's going to be, I think I might even leave the iron plugged in. Oops, still some paper in there. Because I think I can be pretty quick. So I'm just going to put this on the edge of the table. And just, as fast as I can, get this thing together. Am I sitting on the plug? What is this? Where's the pedal gone? Hold on. This doesn't look lined up particularly well. Hold on. That's better. Just trying to line up the previous seams so I can stitch at an exact distance from those. And hopefully get the end result as even as I can. You were oiling leather, but you picked the wrong dye? Oh! Yikes. Yeah, that whole refilling the bottom with something else thing, that's a recipe for disaster. Could it have been, I don't know, some kind of shoe polish or something? I know nothing about how to potentially fix that either. Is it a big piece? Like, how easy is it to just start over and use this strap for something else? Oh wait, this would go red side up, otherwise the threads don't match. You'll probably shoot polish for black shoes, yeah. Oh, jeez. A whole shoulder strap? I thought maybe it was like a little strap for a buckle or something, but if it's a whole shoulder strap, that's pretty sizable. Maybe you can just sort of rub it with cloth until it at least stops affecting other things. Alright. So this is going to be the last piece of this batch. I guess we go straight into ironing it again. Fabric, fabric, fabric. No motivation to do it today? Yeah, that's, yeah, or maybe if it's too dark, I think you have those sort of, paints that you could maybe dry brush on it to make it look metallic or something. I don't know. But I get the feeling of like, oh, I don't want to deal with this headache right now. I totally understand. Look how cute it's becoming though. Like this is proper Gryffindor. I like it. think this is going to be worth it by the end. Now I just hope it's not going to be a total nightmare to sew it on, because that's another thing. It's like, how nice that you have made these pieces. They are very finicky on the back. Have fun using them like they're bias tape. And I don't think, like, I have one of those bias tape maker things, but it has enough trouble cleanly feeding through just a regular strip of fabric. Wait. Here I've got some wrong side to right side. Oops. This is not correct. Why did I do that? I hope this unpicks without too much damage. Guess I got sloppy. Alright. I'll just fix this in the next round through the sewing machine. Let's go. First, let's deal with the part that I screwed up so I don't screw it up a second time. So this has got to go right sides together and not right side to wrong side. Okie dokie. I think I would just continue and stitch all these pieces together now because it's just 3 seams, 2 seams, can't be that hard. And then press the whole thing after. Why is it so much shorter than I thought it was going to be? I thought I was going to get something like 60 centimeters. And this feels like, well, actually, no, it might be. Is this sleeve actually 21 though? I'm kind of starting to doubt now. It is a very tiny sleeve, so it's probably right. That is cute, I'll be honest. Let's get all the paper ripped out. And get the final bits ironed. And then I'm gonna head off because this is 1, I'm hungry. 2, this is quite enough tedium for one day. Wait, stay flat, you. Why is this seam not opening? Okay, I think that's it. I have created a ribbon where once there was none. It definitely was faster than ordering markers and waiting for them to arrive. I think it does look really cute though. And it's got a nice sort of authentic feel because it's all separate pieces with a true color. So with that, I'm gonna call it a day. I guess next week is also gonna be this jacket because there is no way it's gonna be finished this week, even if I spend another evening working on it. So next week, more Gryffindor jacket. And I will see you then. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me and have a good evening.